Well, greetings and salutations, to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for making time out of this morning, the day before the big game, for Lions Talk Live Morning Show Edition. And I got to imagine just about everybody out here watching this video is pumped for the game, ready to go, ready to see the Detroit Lions get a big win and advance for their first ever Super Bowl. That's correct. The team of the 30s, the 40s, and 50s. You know what? One of the NFL's most proud and winningest franchises during that time might just be making a return to the promised land. Today's video, I wanted to try to break down why I think we are going to win tomorrow. Why I think that, I get the vast majority of the pundits out there are picking the 49ers, or at least I'm pretty sure most of them are, at least a lot of the ones I've watched and seen or listened to as driving around to different destinations. I want to say this. It does seem like there's a growing feeling, I should say, from the national media as a whole that this game might be pretty close. I know early in the week when the results first came out and Monday came and everybody starts talking about, hey, Lions versus 49ers, I felt like there was quite a few that said, hey, 49ers are going to win by a considerable margin or a healthy margin, whatever you want to say. But I will say this. To the national media's credit, I do believe you're seeing more and more people, at least ones that I would listen to, maybe that's the way I should put it, say that the Lions actually have a chance. It's going to be a close game. Now, many of the national media still think the 49ers are going to win, but maybe it's like 3 or 4 points. But I did start seeing by Thursday, quite a few started picking the Lions. More and more started saying, Lions got a chance here. I think as they started evaluating the Detroit Lions and the Lions' strengths, the 49ers' weaknesses, vice versa, some were starting to believe more and more we've got a real chance, and that's why I want to jump in on today. All right, before we get into all that, though, just some of the normal formalities. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We're making a push to get to 5,800 by tomorrow. I think we're about 50 subs away, so if you could do your part to help out, I surely would be thankful. Also, if you're enjoying the video, don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up button. Last but definitely not least, just because I am a working man and enjoy working, if you're considering buying or selling property anywhere in the great state of Michigan, give me a call, shoot me a text, 269-998-2384. Been a realtor since, somewhere in the early 90s, and I would like to say that I can do my part to help save you money on either the property you're buying or selling. And again, any type of property, commercial property, vacant land, industrial buildings, or just personal property for yourself, a house, etc. Give me a call, shoot me a text. Let's see what I can do to help save you some money. All right, let's go on over to the comment section, see what you guys are thinking about this coming up matchup tomorrow. Let's not forget, we win, we get to the Super Bowl, and I gotta imagine everybody is like myself, starting to feel a little bit of the buildup, a little bit of the anxiety, starting to really just kind of get that energy flowing and ready. I've got to imagine by probably 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, everybody's going to be at a fever pitch and ready to go. If you guys are tailgating or doing anything for the particular game, let me know. I'd be interested to see what everybody is doing. I know some of you guys are going out to the game. I know some people are going to different facilities, bars, pubs, or whatever to watch it. But I'm curious what the vast majority of everybody is doing. So if you got something planned, let me know in the comments section below. All right, Robert, good morning. Dan and Cruz, same to you, Robert. Good to see you as always. Michael, what do you got? Greetings and salutations, Coach and Duke crew. One more day. Woo! The first woo of the day has been fired. And let's say this, Michael. Yeah, everybody's ready. Everybody's jumping. I know I'm going to do everything I can to get all the work that I had planned this weekend done today, just so I don't have to deal with anything other than doing the show for you guys tomorrow. And just sitting around, starting to cook, get ready, and enjoy the day. All right, Robert, congratulations on an impressive win last night, Coach. Hey, thank you. We did get a win last night. Yeah, it ended up being a heck of a thing, man. Had two kids score like 23 and 25 points, respectively, and one kid grabbed 31 rebounds. So just a big night for those two last night. So kudos to them. Kudos to the team. They all played great last night. Halfway through the season. All right, Matthew, what do you got? Greetings and salutations, Coach. Greetings and salutations. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you too, Matthew. Hopefully you're having a great one, and hopefully you are starting to prepare and get ready for the big game tomorrow. All right, Silver Surfer. Hello, Coach, and to all the fellow Lions fans. I haven't been able to follow the last few days. Just wanted to know, did I miss the Dan O'Damas? Dan O'Damas did pop in earlier this week and predicted the Lions would pull out this victory. Now, some of the reasons why I think, at least, that the Lions are going to win, I think it's going to be as hard as it may be to say, I think the defense is going to play a big factor in this game. I think we're going to be able to get enough unusual blitzes onto Purdy to create a few stops of drives and potentially some turnovers. You guys heard me talk all week long. I think Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. I think he has some deficiencies as far as what he physically can't do with the ball, at least on a consistent basis. And I think the Lions are going to be able to use that to their advantage. Now, I'm not forecasting the Lions are going to win by 50. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I think it's going to be a late game drive. I know I've went on record as saying, hey, about a minute and a half left. I think we're going to go down the field and score the game winner. I do believe our passing game is going to have a strong game tomorrow, complementing the running game. I do believe we are going to use the passing game to set up the run, not vice versa. I just think the 49ers are too stout against it. I also believe the 49ers, who do not like to blitz, they like to rely on the pressure coming from their front four, are going to be held at least a little bit in bay there because of that. And that's going to allow the Lions, as the game progresses, to get a little bit more comfortable on offense and move the ball. Conversely, I do believe, I get everybody's on Cam Sutton and has been for about 3 weeks or so. The guy's playing hurt. He's facing everybody's number one receiver. He's doing it in man. He is not a man-to-man corner. And on top of that, like I said, he's doing it while injured. I'm giving the guy a lot of credit. We could always try to bring back Jerry Jacobs. I seem to remember everybody not being happy with him either. So pick your poison. There's no better corners out there for us to get. But I do believe tomorrow is going to be the day that this defense really steps up. And you know what? It won't be pretty, but they help get the job done. That's why I'm predicting the Lions will win. And I will say this. Jared Goff's kind of probably have a game. You want to talk about somebody let's be real. At this point in the season, it's all about, a lot of the pressure is going to go on the quarterback room. Now, that extends to everybody else on the field, but Jared Goff is going to be dialing in, I believe. I believe the playoff Goff we've seen is going to continue. Now, I'm going to say he's going to have probably about 320. How about this? We'll go 280 to 320 yards passing, somewhere in that vicinity. I think he's going to have about 2 touchdowns and maybe even scramble for about 15 yards. On top of that, I'm anticipating that Gibbs is going to have a pretty good game. We'll say about 100 total yards, and then Montgomery's probably going to have about 80 or so total yards. Beyond that, probably just the normal results we expect from most of the receivers. But I do believe it's going to be a close game, and I do believe the Lions are going to win by about 3 to 4 points. All right, Jason, greetings and salutations, Duke Crew. On the season, the 49ers blitz just 18% of the time, third fewest in the league. If they can change that, we might open up some quick pass plays. Yeah, and I was talking to some people before our game last night, breaking down some of the X's and O's, what I was thinking. One of them asked me, Dan, do you take the ball if you win the coin toss? And I said, yeah. You know what I would do the very first play of the game? A flea flicker. So once we get the ball on the opening, kickoff of the game, I'm going right at him. 999 down the sidelines. I'm airing it out, trying to really put some pressure on that 49ers secondary. They like to play zone. Yeah, and you guys heard me talk about their cornerbacks. I think are about basically on par with ours. And I'm going to say this, a point in the game where everybody's just on pins and needles, that maybe some of those feet aren't arched. They're a little bit flat, and I'm talking about defensive backs and defenders overall. Try to catch them with something. I would probably run the flea flicker, have Gibbs or Montgomery run an underneath pattern, probably Laporta crossing mid-level, so about 8 to 10 yards crossing pattern, and then St. Brown, Jameson Williams, whatever, going deep down the sidelines, opposite sides of the field, and I'm airing it out. I'm sending a message right off the bat. We're here to play. We're going to be aggressive, and your defense, if they come after us, we are going to take our shots. So just my thoughts, man. But Jason, I do agree. They don't want to blitz. Let's use that to our advantage. And I get everybody in the league that knows at this point that's remaining the postseason. If you blitz Goff in this offense, they're probably going to feast pretty well. All right, Michael, if we control the line of scrimmage, pass block, and the defense bend but don't break, we can win. Go Lions. Yeah, I agree. I think we've got a real good setup here. And, you know, I say real good setup where, hey, there's just nothing clearly that I'm seeing that I'm saying, man, wow, look out for this. I think these are two pretty evenly matched teams. I do believe both of them have very similar across the board setups. I think we've got a better offensive line. I think we got a better quarterback. I think overall we have the better running back group. Doesn't mean Ed McCaffrey or excuse me, Christian McCaffrey isn't just as good as Gibbs or maybe even slightly better. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we have better overall running back depth. Tight ends. I mean, Kittle's no joke, but I'm going to say this: neither is Laporta. It's as close to a push as can be, while saying that Kittle's a little bit better. Receiver room. I think we're actually better at receiver than any of the remaining teams in the playoffs. I think we have the best wide receiver room, depth, etc. Defense, hey, I get they got 4 dudes up front. I also think those 4 dudes up front for San Francisco aren't what they once were. I think they're still dang good. I just don't think they're excellent anymore. They've dropped down a notch. They've got us beat there. Linebacker room, they've got us beat. Safeties, we've got them beat. Corners, I'm going to stick with what I'm saying about a push. Kicker, I'll give them a slight edge. Punter, I'll give us a massive edge there. So take it for what it's worth. But yeah, I'm with you, Michael. Go Lions, man. So, I guess Cleve's out for the season, right? I don't know if they've officially ruled him out for the season, but he's definitely not playing tomorrow. Same with Jonah Jackson. Henry Ford, what do you got? If you're hunting us, you won't have to look far. We're going to be on your front porch, MCDC. Yeah, great saying, and I love it to death, man. 100%. JDC, great morning to Lions fans. Good morning to the rest. Go Lions. I like that, JDC. That was pretty good, man. Robert, what do you got? Pressure, Purdy. Yeah, I'm with you there, man. We've got to get after him. You allow him to be comfortable. You're playing to his strengths. This kid can deal the ball. He is fairly accurate. And you know what? Weather conditions for an outdoor game this late in the year, winter time, I don't think anybody could ask for anything more. Neither team should be impacted by it, I would suspect. But I'm with you. The Lions and Aaron Glenn cannot allow this team to just go down, pick us apart, because that's what they want to do. They might not try to go for kill shots, big plays down the field, but they're going to excel at the short to intermediate passes and the yards after the catch. So that's what I would say to you. That I agree 100%, Robert. You're going to have to get after Purdy. You're going to have to take some risks, and you're going to have to get cumulative hits on him. All right, Matthew, did something happen to Sam Laporta in practice? ? Saw some cryptic headline on an article that wouldn't fully load in the internet. No, not that I'm aware of. He was good to go. The only guys out for tomorrow, I believe, are Cleve and Jordan Jackson. Now, we all get that there'll be some inactives. I know some people are going to ask about James Houston. He was not even listed on the injury report yesterday. To me, that would be a strong indication that he might actually be activated for this game. In regards to Laporta, I know they held him limited practice Thursday, but I think that's just more to help that knee kind of recover. Frank Ragnow, for those who don't know, he's going to play. Dude is just an absolute warrior. We've talked about it all week long. I know you guys have had your thoughts. We've all speculated, but I think all of us agree there's just no way you're going to keep him out of this game. Not a chance. Unless somebody comes out there with a hatchet and machete and just carves him up. That dude's going to, crawl with one hand out there to block in this game. So, yeah, I think Laporta is going to be fine. All right, Silver Server, before we keep on staying on Sutton's case, I bet the Lions are not disclosing the condition of his toe. That is why they do not want the 49ers to target him more than necessary. Yeah, I think you're pretty spot on there, Silver Surfer. I think the guy, I don't know what he's got. I'm guessing it's turf toe, and I'm guessing especially for a cornerback who's got to make multiple cuts throughout most routes, it is probably impacting him 100%. So we all probably need to appreciate that if he goes down, man, who is going to be better than him on our team currently? We all want the idea that the next guy's better, but it's rarely the case unless we just want to look at our coaching staff and say, nah, these guys can't evaluate talent. If that's true, then we all need to have a different conversation about our coaches. But that being as it may, I'll say this, Sutton, he's not a man-to-man corner. He's not an elite corner. He's not a number one corner, but he is perhaps the best cornerback we have. So embrace him, support him, understand, Aaron Glenn's putting him in basically a no-win situation. You're injured, turf toe, and we need you to face other teams' number one receivers for us to have some semblance of a chance in these matchups. It's give the guys some credit for being out there and gutting through it. All right, Five Fingers, what do you got? Greatest salutations, everyone. Man, I'm going to stay busy today, and so tomorrow comes faster. Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of people in this chat that are in the same boat as you, man. All right, Jason, prediction. Turnovers will determine the outcome. I would agree. The team that protects the ball and the team that doesn't protect the ball are going to be on vastly different sides of this equation. I'm going to go right now and say San Francisco, you look over the course of the season, who they've beaten and how those teams have beaten them. I think the Lions can really get to them, generate those couple turnovers. Even if it's not a turnover, can you force some third and longs where, maybe the pass rush or the blitz can get after them? And as long as you prevent the yak yards, you can get them off the field. So, I'm Aaron Glenn, man. I am sort of like I was talking about at the start of the game, taking the opening kickoff, going flea flicker right off the bat. I might send some 7-man pressures after Brock Purdy real consistently in that first half. 6, 7-man pressures. Hey, you can't block everybody unless you have nobody going out on the routes. And I'm just going to tell those guys back there, the 3, 4, 5 guys you're going to have in the back end, you guys got to tackle. You got to wrap up. You do that, we keep them at bay, and we're going to really put some hits on not only just Deebo Samuel, but also Brock Purdy. Again, you can't just let them nickel and dime you down the field. You're going to have to take some shots. All right, Jason, in San Francisco's 4 losses this season, they were -9 turnovers, including 9 of Purdy's 11 interceptions on the season. This excluding the Week 18 game against the Rams. Yeah, and was it the Baltimore game? Purdy was just off. I really thought last week he did not look sharp by any means. And I know we've all talked about it during the week, but I thought Green Bay did more to give that game away than the 49ers did to win it. They hold on to just one of those pick sixes that they dropped. Green Bay, that is, holds on to one of those. We're at Ford Field tomorrow, and we're facing the Green Bay Packers. All right, JDC, Thunder and Lightning gonna strike Levi Stadium on Sunday. Go Lions. Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of repeated matchups from the Lions throwing out Dee Montgomery or Jamari Gibbs-Adams. So, yeah, I think you're right on that. All right, Uncle Buds, what do you got? Vegas money favoring Chiefs, 49ers in the Super Bowl. Could be. And you know what? Let's go steal some of that money then by having the Lions make it to the Super Bowl. The Towel of Fate knows all. Remember that. All right, Silver Surfer, man, I'm so glad that Gibbs, they got Gibbs. I love that kid, strong character. I'd be so proud to have him have a son like him and got nothing to do with football. Yeah, he just seems like a good dude, kind of introverted, but just seems like a kind of laid back, relaxed individual who's focused. So I'll say this: the Lions knew what they were doing by taking him. I get national media made a spectacle about them drafting a running back at number 12, especially this kid. But you know what? The Lions knew exactly what they're doing, what they were getting, and I think that nobody questions that pick at this point. John Green says, salutations, Duke Crew. Lots of extra points, exclamation points. Sounds like other than Jackson, we are pretty healthy. Yeah, him and Khalif Raymond, I think, is the only ones out. There will be inactives tomorrow just because you can't take everybody up. But it'll be real interesting to see. I get everybody's going to be paying attention to Zach Ertz. Is he going to be up? And, how many different packages can you really use him in? All will be revealed tomorrow. And then James Houston. Is this guy ready to go? Is he going to be the missing link that helps us on defense get more consistent pressure on the quarterback? Here's another question. If he is out there, do we blitz less because we can generate, in Aaron Glenn's opinion, more 4-man or 5-man pressures with Houston, Aiden Hutchinson, Romeo Quara, Kaminsky, etc., Aleem McNeil, or do we have to keep blitzing? If we have to keep blitzing, what are you doing to use Houston at that point? I would almost think, and you guys let me know your thoughts, but I think you'd almost want to use him sort of like they've used Jack Campbell on like delayed blitzes. If he's anywhere near what he was last year, having him on some delayed blitzes or stunts or pulls where he's coming up the middle at Purdy, That might be pretty effective. Let me know what you guys think of that. Boo, what do you got? Good morning, Dew Crew. Stop McCaffrey. Run Gibbs. Hit J-Mo long. Simple enough. I like the way you're thinking. Don't overcomplicate it. Play to your strengths. Keep their strengths on the sideline. I'll take that all day. All right, Dennis, won't be a Vince McMahon nasty goal. Don't be a Vince McMahon. All right, fair enough. I don't know the whole story there. All I know is he stepped down yesterday, and it had something to do with him apparently being on the naughty list, and not a good one either, man. But I don't think this is his first go around with that. I want to say it feels like to me like a year or two ago, there was something sort of like this that came up, and maybe even like 10, 15 years ago. So if I'm right, and don't hold me to it because I don't really pay a ton of attention to Vince McMahon and the WWE anymore, but it does seem like this is repeatable behavior from him. All right, George, LOL, McMahon is in trouble. It's, if you guys know the details, go ahead and throw it at me, but I don't pay that much attention to it. Dennis, what do you got? Good morning, fam. Good morning to you, Dennis. Hopefully you're having a great morning. Robert G, no matter what happens, so proud of them boys. Yeah, who couldn't be proud of this team? To think about the expectations that were coming into the season. I'm going to say this. I think the Lions have overseeded, and not just by a little bit, but by a landslide, what 99% of us thought was going to happen this season. You keep going down the checklist of things. All right, have a winning season, check. Contend for the division, check. Win the division, check. Host a home playoff game, check. Win a home playoff game, check. Have a second playoff game and win it, check. Have a second home playoff game, check. Be in the Final Four, check. You just run out of things to check, right? 14 wins on the season? Did anybody see that coming? I know I didn't. I think I predicted us to have 11 or 12 regular season wins, and I was praying, probably like everybody out there, just win one postseason game. And the fact that we're in the NFC Championship, and I'm going to say this again, I think we got a chance to win here. That's just crazy. If we win tomorrow, when we win tomorrow, a 15-win season with a chance to make 16, that's just nothing, at least I ever dreamed possible for this particular year. Tori, good morning, everyone. 1 day to go! Exclamation points. Yes, it is. And you know what? Everybody here is just pumped and ready to go. All right, Jess, what do you got? The Lions are winning by 10 tomorrow. Plan on that. All right, now let me know why you think we're going to win by 10. What's going to happen to make that happen? Because I will say this. We win by 10 points or so tomorrow. That's going to send a real message around the league, how the Lions have evolved, how they have changed, how this team – I get it. Most of us, I think most people across the nation just think the Lions are just a great story. They finally have done it. They finally won a playoff game. They're exercising all these demons, all that stuff that you want to go to. You win by 10 in the Final Four with the right to go to the Super Bowl on the other team's home field against a storied franchise like the 49ers. Yeah, that would really take the change of national opinion about this franchise to a whole nother level. Dennis, amen. All right. Thomas, let's flip and go. All right, let's flip and go. And good morning to you too. I am the night. Greetings and salutations. All back at you, buddy. All right, Dennis, hit that like button. Yeah, can't see it on my screen. So you guys, if you got a free second, you're willing to hit it, or even the subscribe button, please consider doing so. All right, Silver Surfer, if Houston is back at full strength, not going to be easy on third down and long for the opponents. No, he'll add another layer to it. And I wonder if they stick to four-man rushes, who are you putting out there? Do you go with the old NASCAR package from last year? So Hutchinson, I don't know, Kaminsky, obviously Houston, and then who else do you put in there? Do you give McNeil a play off so he's more effective on other plays? I don't know. I guess you guys let me know your thoughts on who are the four horsemen of the Lions that you have out there on third and long. All right, Big M. Good morning, Dan and Dew Crew. Open up the game with a deep shot to J-Mo and stretch San Fran's D. Lions get this win. Let's go. About 36 hours to go. Woo! Second ooh has been fired of the day. Anyways, it's the countdown is on, and man, I just never thought I would see this moment again. I thought the 91 season would be it, but here we are having a second time in my lifetime at least to see it, and I'm just pumped for it. Doug, what do you got? I think Goff has big game thoughts. I do. And Doug, I don't know where you came in on the video, but I'm going to say this. I do think he's going to have about 300 yards, maybe a little bit below, a little bit higher yards passing, and probably about 2 touchdowns. Boo, Purdy getting a lot of love from the media. I think our guy Goff is better. I will agree with that, Boo. Old and skilled beats young and strong, especially at the quarterback position in a meaningful game. What Goff has done throughout his young career, I mean, the dude's only, 28 or 29, and he's been in a Super Bowl. He's been in 2 NFC title games. He's won multiple playoff games in different seasons. That's not lost on him. Purdy, I thought last week really looked shaky, I guess you could say at best. He's still figuring some things out. That's why I think if you can get the hits on him and, the constant pressure, keep that emotional stress on him and the anxiety, that might actually snowball, and he might even have if he has anywhere near the game he had last week as far as not great, that's going to aid the Lions. Donkey Kong, Super Bowl or bust. You know what? I keep saying it, but I got to get that in the thumbnail, and that's got to be tomorrow because, right, there's no day after tomorrow. We got to get it done tomorrow. All right, Big M, Hutchinson gets 3 sacks tomorrow. He will get in Purdy's head all game long. Jack Campbell also has a big game against McCaffrey. I like the way you're thinking, Part of the reason why they want to get Jack Campbell is just because his size, his speed, his ability. I mean, the dude, we all get it. He is a physical monster. And, McCaffrey, he's still rehabilitating that hamstring. I mean, it's going to be a problem for him probably all year long. They can do whatever they can to try to help, stabilize it, keep it loose or whatever. But at the same time, that thing's until he gets the offseason, it's not going to really have an opportunity to heal. Big Jack, or what do you want to say, Jack Campbell, he's got to put hits on him and make him feel it every time he comes up that middle. Take some of the shine off McCaffrey throughout the game. All right, Brent, good morning, Coach Duke Crew. Purdy throws 2 picks to Branch and CJ. I like the way you're thinking. And he only completes those 2 passes all game long. That's right, Brent? He's only going to throw 2 completions. I hope that is the case, in all honesty. But I like the pick you got there with the 2 picks by Branch and CJ. Boo, Donkey Kong, let's go, 100%. Big M, Dan, who is your players of the game? Offense and on the D. Offense, I'm going to go with the offensive line right off the bat because this is going to be the reason why we're going to be open some things up against the 49ers. The 49ers, like I said in the show, their line is legit. It's no longer elite, but I think it's damn good. So I get you're probably splitting hairs with that. I just think our offensive line, even without Jonah Jackson, is going to be able to neutralize some of that. And the fact that the 49ers probably won't blitz that much probably ultimately aids the Detroit Lions because boy, I always kill his name. I can't even say his name, man. Unsaka or whatever. He is a very good run blocker. He's just not great at pass blocking. So if they can give him a little bit more help on passing downs, that's going to help out exponentially. Beyond that, if you want me to get into the offensive players of the game, I think Gibbs, hey, you got this guy for a reason. And it's no disrespect to David Montgomery. It's just Gibbs is a matchup nightmare for any team we face. You got to get him the ball. You got to get him involved. And I'm going to say St. Brown, Laporta, Jameson Williams. I think this is going to be a big game for all of them. And I think they're going to feast a lot. So throw them all out there. Those are my players of the game. Starting with the offensive line. Defensively, I'm going to go with this. Your front 7. They've got to shut down the run as much as they can and the screen passes, the underneath stuff to force Brock Purdy to constantly have to try to test out deeper passes. It's not his strength. And again, no disrespect to the kid. It's just we all in life, we have strengths, we have weaknesses. Those are his weaknesses and strengths, in my opinion. Put McCaffrey as out of the game plan for the 49ers as much as you can. Keep him at bay and make Purdy have to throw it, 40, 45 times in order to beat us. If you do that, I think what Brent was saying about the picks, that probably really lines up pretty well. And I think we bust up a lot of plays while getting hits on Brock Purdy. All right, Silver Surfer. Now, but this is just me wishy-washing. If they have gotten Kancey instead of solid but shiny above average Campbell, the Lions with him, Hutch, and Houston would terrorize the league. Terrorize. It could be, but I will also say this. Jack Campbell has improved exponentially this year. I don't think he's a star. He may never be elite, but I think he's going to be a real good piece for this team for a long time to come. At this point, man, hey, we're only a couple months from the next draft. Embrace the guys we got out here, but I get what you're saying, Silver. Yada yada badass. Good morning to all. Can the Lions get to be the number one run team? Could be, and I think we are going to do everything we can to set up that run tomorrow. I think we have to, but again, I believe sort of like the last 2 months, you're going to have to pass to set up the run, just because everybody's going to try to make every offense one-dimensionally. I don't care if it's us versus San Fran versus us, the Chiefs versus the Ravens. Everybody's going to try to make you as one-dimensional on offense as possible. The easiest way to probably do that is to stop the run. Maybe you could say with the Chiefs, it's the opposite way around. You stop the pass to force them to run, but they may be the exception to the rule. Steve, if the Lions can run and keep it close, they win. I like the way you're thinking, and I think you're onto something. Hookadoo, good morning, Coach and Duke crew. I have nominated you and Dan Campbell for Coaches of the Year. I'll take it. Thanks for that, man. We'll go with that. Robert G, the only advantage the 49ers have is home field, and that is a minimal advantage. Yeah, it sounds like the last report I saw yesterday, it has the anticipated Lions fan base at somewhere right around 30%. So that's, it's not 50%, but that's a pretty good size crowd from Detroit going out there, or the Detroit fan base. We'll see what happens by kickoff, but if that thing can get anywhere near 35 to 40%, to me, the home field is a push at that point, other than you had to travel to get to San Fran. You've got nearly as many fans rooting and cheering on the Lions as you do the 49ers. So the sounds, both offenses could be impacted somewhat with it being outdoor. It's probably lessened a little bit. But yeah, it'll be real interesting to see, Robert, how many of the Ford Field faithful get out there to support the Lions. Raffy, 35-14 Lions, I'll take it. That would be a heck of a day, man. Raffy, I'm going to owe you a Mountain Dew or two when that score hits. Nathan, good morning, Duke crew. It's going to be history in the making tomorrow. I like the way you're thinking. Get to that Super Bowl. And I know I've said it yesterday. I want the Lions to win if they make it there. But man, oh man, I will just be embracing that 2 weeks, embracing that game, just seeing the Lions in the Super Bowl. I never would have thought it possible. Can you imagine Ric Flair's post-game show tomorrow when we win? Stay tuned for that. Brent, Super Bowl, here we come. Woo! 100%. Polar Bear, I love Gibbs. I love Gibbs to have a huge game tomorrow. Hutch as well, exclamation point. I hope J-Mo breaks out. Yeah, and I know you listen to Goff, you listen to a lot of guys. They're all on the same page. They're saying, hey, he's going to have that breakout game. Whether it's this year or next year, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. You do see how, on especially certain formations, how defenses, as I got ready to watch, the last few games, the playoff games, you could see where, defenses more and more are doubling him. Anytime when he's single wide, so you got a formation almost like an I formation or anything where he's isolated on one side of the field, you could see where they are forcing the double teams to him. And that's a big tell what we're seeing with his, maturation process, his development. Other teams, the defensive coordinators are definitely aware of it. So hope that continues tomorrow because it pulls coverage away from other people. Steve, if the Lions can run and keep it close, they win. Yes, I concur. Big M, I think MCDC out coaches Shanahan tomorrow. There's growing sentiment for that. And the guy that everybody thought Campbell was going to be when he was first announced as the head coach of the Lions, that's not exactly what actually came to fruition. He is pretty calculating. He's pretty good at stuff. Again, I don't know if he's ever going to be thought of as a huge X and O's coach on either offense or defense, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have his strengths, and I think he's going to pull some things out. You guys have heard me all week long. Look at the 49ers punt defense or special teams as overall. I do think we are set up to be able to use that to our advantage with some trickeration. I don't know if it'll happen, but I will say at least if the 49ers don't alter their punt defense, it is set up where the Lions could hit some plays out wide and maybe pick up a key first down or key yards. Pay attention to that. I'm sure we all will. Steve, I'll be watching the Lions and babysitting the grandkids. Doesn't get better than that. Well, enjoy it, man. And I hope you have a great day tomorrow with the grandkids and watching the Lions. Yada, yada, badass. Lions will win by double digits, and I don't trust these refs whatsoever. Woo, woo! Detroit versus everybody. Yeah, man, I think if you're any kind of Lions fan and for any length of time, none of us trust the refs. We all know that late in the game, if you give them an opportunity, there's at least based on history, a high probability something odd's going to happen. The not laughers, greetings, salutations, all. Hopefully, 49ers heat caps are tasty. And, I've seen signs even around town and online. Everybody's kind of jumping on that, saying, hey, yeah, 49ers, let's carve up some knees and get to eating. All right, Rafi, 2 pick sixes from Melifano and Sutton. I'm hoping he gets it done 100%. We get those. Brock Purdy's really going to be rattled. And you know what? From there, maybe we can snowball it into a huge Lions win. Mr. Nico, I'm terrified to have hope, but let's freaking go. We started from the bottom, and now we're on top. Many roars fill everyone's house tomorrow night. One pride. I'm with you, Mr. Nico. Yeah, everybody embrace this moment. And as that game's going, if the longer it stays relevant for us, the longer we stay in control, the longer we keep pushing the lead forward for us, yeah, it's going to be celebration like no other in perhaps the last 60 or so years to any Lions fans. Boldelek, I'm not 100% sure. Sorry if I'm killing that. John B. Gibbs is one of our most dynamic players. Hate seeing him on the bench. Is it time for him to get the majority of the carries? Question mark. If he gets banged up, he has 2 weeks to recover. That's probably true. And I do believe you're going to start seeing him more and more tomorrow and among other times in the future. It's just he's so dynamic. It's hard to keep him off the field. Yada, yada. I want to see more trick plays and then anything. We have nothing to lose. So why not? Yeah, I'm with you there. And you guys heard my call. Get the opening kick and then go flea flicker right off the bat. So make it happen. Polar Bear, 49ers struggle facing the pin and pull run play. Gibbs can execute that perfectly. Yeah, and I got to imagine that all week long, I would really think the Lions have talked about that, watched some of the stuff that Green Bay, among other teams, have hit the 49ers with on the ground, and they're going to probably try to keep that happening. Robert, what do you got? I agree, Coach. Bring out that gadget play you've had in your pocket for this game. Yeah, the one I was thinking about was outside the flea flicker was earlier in the season. I think they ran like a double reverse and hit Laporta deep down the sideline. I could see something like that just because the start of the game, everybody's going to be so jacked up. They're going to be running all over the place. To me, that seems like a great time to use that over-aggression of the defense and the over-energy to your advantage. Something like a double reverse and then a delayed route from Laporta or whoever should be fairly open. The one thing that you'll have to watch with it is the 49ers play a ton of zone, maybe the most amount of zone out of any team still in the playoffs. So you're going to have to count with that with your route running, but I'm sure they've already addressed that. Polar Bear, Chase Young has been disappointing. Yeah, he is not. There's a reason why Washington was willing to get rid of him, I suppose. They didn't want to re-sign him, and he has not been overly dynamic for either Washington nor for the 49ers. So good call on that. Big M gives the first running back since Barry that I get the feeling that he can take it to the house on any play. Exciting talent. We are lucky to have him. Great pick by Brad. Yeah, really, it's hard to really take fault with any of Brad Holmes's picks over these past 3 drafts. I get there's some that were like, hey, what's going on with Broderick Martin? But not everybody develops at the same rate. You look at Barnes, it took him 3 years. Iffy took him 3 years to really kind of develop. Broderick Martin might take another year or 2. But as long as they do, you got something from those picks, and that's saying something about your scouting department. Scoresdale, he's had some moments here and there. He's also had some moments he hasn't looked great. But again, maybe next year he makes a little bit of jump, and the year after that a jump. So give Brad Holmes, the front office, the scouting department, all the praise in the world. They've done a phenomenal job in 3 years. Jason, he's been so close on so many runs. Yeah, 100%. And, that's the thing with him. He's out there. The defense has got to account for him at all times because one miscount, and it's a house call probably with that kid. All right, Jason Ragnow is the true Iron Man. Yeah, he is. And man, just glad that he's on our side. And I know people have kind of talked about maybe he's going to retire after the year. I hope he doesn't. I hope he goes a couple more years because, man, that guy is just a warrior. Robert, risk versus rewards. I'm taking the risk. That's what got them here. Don't change it. Yeah, 100%. You're playing with house money at this point. Put some real pressure on that other team, the 49ers, and, make them have to defend everything. Make them offensively have to just say, hey, we've got to hit some kill shots or we're going to get ran over here. That's what I'm saying. Be the more aggressive team. 99% of the time, even at the pro level, you're going to intimidate the other team. You're going to get hits on them. You're going to give up some plays, but you're also going to force some errors. And that's where I think me as a coach, I want to always capitalize on the other team when they make errors. Yes, they're going to have some success against your blitzes and everything else, but I want to intimidate them, know that if you're even a half a second off on your reads, you're going down or you're throwing it behind someone and we're taking it to the end zone. So that's at least my belief system. Polar Bear, Raffy, let's speak it into existence. Lions get a pick 6 or 2. All right, so Polar Bear, speak it into existence. The next one, say it's 2 pick 6s. Let's make that happen. I mean, I'll take 1, but let's get greedy and go for 2. Matthew, if Ben Johnson takes the Washington job, then we may lose Shepard and Fraley. Yeah, it's possible for sure. I know, what team was it? Somebody yesterday is even trying to interview Ben Johnson's pseudo assistant, the guy underneath him, the passing coordinator, because they know that basically that's one of the personnel, the Lions coaching staff assigned to Ben Johnson this year to basically groom him to be the replacement for Ben Johnson. So other teams are trying to piggyback off, what we've talked about and say, hey, Ben Johnson more than likely is going to get a job offer from Washington. If he departs, we can't get Ben Johnson, who's the guy the Lions wanted to replace him. That guy is also getting interviews now. All right, but not for offensive coordinator jobs, not for head coaching jobs. So I should have clarified that. Dr. Detroit, we need Kirby on Kittle. Yeah, and you're probably going to get that. You'll probably get some iffy. I do wonder, who is going to be on Kittle. I wonder if they're going to keep Kirby in his traditional single high and then let Iffy match up more with the tight ends or whoever. But you could be right, Dr. Trey. It could be Kirby on Kittle. Robert, no dirty shots, but they have to hit CMC, Kittle, and Debo like a Mack truck. Make them know every time they touch the ball, they will pay. Yeah, I like the way you're thinking, Robert. Get physical with them, especially with Debo, because we know even though he's going to play, he's not going to be 100% healthy. Anything you do to aggravate that injury, hey, that's only going to help us. As far as your thoughts on McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey, yeah, get the hits on him, especially in those thigh areas. I don't want to try to take out anybody's knees or anything, but you hit those thighs, and that thigh's already got a hamstring injury. It just adds up. Polar Bear, when teams limit CMC, the 49ers are 1-3. Well, let's continue that trend and let's limit them. All right, Dr. Detroit, that's bite kneecaps. Yes, bite them, hit them, elbow them, do what you got to do, get after them. Robert, just win 1,000%. Dr. Detroit, yeah, way beyond my expectations. Yeah, if anybody thought there was more than this, I mean, hey, kudos to you. I know I did the video last year where I predicted the Lions in 2024 will be in the Super Bowl. Let's hope that prediction, holds firm. I know I predicted this week too that we'd win by 3 or 4. That needs to hold and make it happen. The non-laughers, Brian Branch, pick 6 tomorrow. Lions 34-24. Sold. I'll take it. Broski, good luck, Sonny. Lions kick their butt, NFC North style. I like the way you're thinking, and thank you for coming in to throw the confidence and the support. Detroit D, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, too. Polar Bear, Hutch, Houston, McNeil, Pascal. I'll take that. That's not a bad front four at all. Ed, good morning, crew. Halftime score, Lions 21, 49ers 9. I'll take that. Now, Ed, what is the final end of the game score? Jason, TOD facts, Team of Destiny facts. The Towel of Destiny is infallible. There we go. The Team of Destiny will win. and the Christmas tree of destiny will remain. Woo! Jason, I think once the Lions win the Super Bowl, you might just have to tell the wife, hey, we're leaving this Christmas tree up forever. It ain't ever coming down. Daryl, good morning, Detroit man in Florida. Well, hopefully you're having a good day over there in Florida. Hopefully the weather's not too bad, and hopefully you're ready for tomorrow's game. All right, Polar Bear. Jack Campbell makes 2 tackles for every one Rodrigo made, at least on a good day. Rodrigo was too inconsistent. Rodrigo, I mean, he wasn't bad against the run. It's just his abilities against the pass, I think, were ultimately got him replaced. And it's no disrespect to the kid. He's great at what he does. He's an incredibly valuable part of the team. But Jack Campbell, at the end of the day, is a better linebacker than Malcolm Rodriguez. So it is what it is. All right, Jim, I hope we win. This team has played hard all year, and I would be great to see them in the Super Bowl, 100%. And, Jim, I think everybody here is rooting for us to get there. And I'm going to say this. We are going to be in the Super Bowl. Henry, Malafano, Branch, Hutch, and CJ will pick one each. All right, man. We get 4 picks, and I will take that. That would be a heck of a day for us. I like the way you are thinking, my friend. Matrix 6, what do you got? Give the Lions a 75-80% chance to win. I'll take that because that means the vast majority of your chances and expectations are the Lions are in the Super Bowl. Daryl, I was just chatting with another Detroit couple here, and we are truly looking forward to the win Sunday. Yeah, I got to imagine there's some probably places to watch it down there. Are you guys going out or are you staying at home to watch the game? I know I've got some friends down in Galveston, Texas. They've already went out of their way to find a pub to watch it at. Some other friends in Texas are going to different spots. Everybody I've talked to in different locations, most of them seem like they want to go out and watch it with fans and such. If they couldn't get to a group of people to come to their house, everybody's embracing this opportunity, man. Everybody's embracing the moment, and I just hope each and everybody watching this video, I hope you do it and just have the time of your life watching that game because we are going to win. Polar Bear, copy what the Redskins did against us in the NFC Championship game. Stop the run, create turnovers, run the ball, and have the higher rated QB. Yeah, winning formula right there, man, 1,000%. Hookie Doo, just wait until the Lions den hits Levi Stadium. The 49ers gold rush will be over. Go Lions. I like it. Yeah, bring an end to their season. Perry, we have a deep, solid young team, and we are in it to win it, Dan. I like the way you're thinking. Yeah, you're not going out to lose. You play to win the game. Remember that. Somebody who's famous might have said that once upon a time. Jason, stop the run. In the 5 games, McCaffrey was held under 70 yards. The 49ers lost 3 of them. I agree, and you've got to make them one-dimensional. Again, put the weight of everything on Brock Purdy to do it a time and time again. You keep forcing second long, third longs where he's got to be the playmaker. It's no disrespect to the kid. I just don't think he's there yet in his evolution as an NFL quarterback. Matrix 6, what do you got? As long as our secondary can make Purdy pay for his mistakes, unlike the Packers. Yeah, maybe it was the wet balls. I don't know. But the Packers, I mean, they could have wrapped that game up several times. They just dropped literally every opportunity Purdy threw them. Shannon, let's freaking go Lions 100%. Hopefully you're having a great morning. James, Lions need to play a clean game, not dumb penalties. Yeah, and I get there's going to be nerves on both sides, but don't shoot yourself in the foot. Be disciplined. Stay true to your the things that got you here. All right, JDC, Montgomery Thunder, Gibbs, Lightning, go Lions. Agreed. Moonscar, go Lions. It's kneecap biting time. I get out there, get your forks ready, and dive into some healthy amount of knees. James, if the 49ers defend the middle of the field, well, that might open the door for Jameson Williams to make plays on go routes. Yeah, and so to your point, James, the 49ers linebackers are exceptional at blocking up the middle of the field. Plus, the fact that this team plays so much zone defense, that's going to be one of the strengths. I think the Lions are going to have to get some delayed underneath routes. They're going to have the out routes, and to your point, the deep sideline routes. Maybe you could get some inner post patterns across the deeper portion of the middle field. There's a lot of things you can do against it. The 49ers are very good at stopping stuff. There's a reason why their defense is so solid. It's not the defense you've seen of the last few years, though. It's starting to age up a little bit. They've lost some guys in free agency, injuries, etc. It's gonna be a fight tomorrow without a question. I just think the Lions, we've got the right personnel to really make them pay. You guys have all heard my score prediction. Lions going to win by 3 or 4 points. I'm sticking to it. Robert Welch, I feel AG has a bag of tricks we haven't seen yet, especially if Houston gets some snaps. Well, let's hope you are right, my friend. Jason, the 49ers use a lot of zone coverages, roughly 77 to 80% of the time. Yeah, they do not want to play man. They're actually better, in my opinion, they're better at it this year than they've been the last 2 or 3 years. With that being said, I don't think they want to make a living playing man-to-man. All right, James, I want to try end arounds or trick plays other teams have seen the Lions execute. If Ben Johnson calls a trick play, it's one nobody has seen yet. Yeah, he's probably worked on some stuff to try to set up, misdirection, off looks, etc. If Ben Johnson busts them out, you got to imagine you're going to see some good results from it. Shannon, at C Young, yeah, we'll go with that, man. Yes, he's not going to be number one tomorrow. We'll go with that. Robert, our defense has a great opportunity to surprise the league Sunday. Yeah, and I know everybody. The problem I have with a lot of the announcers, and it's just me. It's nothing personal against them or anything. But when they bring up the stats, like, oh well, Nick Mullins threw for 5,000 yards against the Lions. Some of that's by play design. We don't have the corners. We all get it that can shut teams down. But we're also not going to let teams nickel and dimes. What this Lions defense and Aaron Glenn has evolved into is Blitzburg. We're going to come after you. Yes, you're going to make some plays against us. But look at how many more sacks we've gotten over the last 2 months and forced turnovers over the last 2 months. We're saying you're going to get your yards against us, but we're going to get turnovers or force you into 3rd and 20, 17 order because we're going to get some sacks, and those are going to stop drives. At the end of the day, that's the defense's job. Get stops and get turnovers. You do that, don't worry about the yards, man. So I agree with you 100%, Robert. Shannon, if you're not talking about Lions winning, go somewhere else. 100%. Yeah. Why be in a Lions chat and saying, hey, the Lions aren't going to win? We are going to win tomorrow. Phil, good morning. And hopefully having a great morning there, Philly. New guitar. I want to say yesterday had a baby blue one. All right. Shannon, CJ getting one. I'll book it. A number of people have picked him to get one. I'm going to say this. I'm jumping on that wagon and saying, yes, he'll be one of the ones getting the picks. Robert, the way we utilize the run game is going to be key. Ben Johnson knows how to be fresh every game, it seems. Yeah, he mixes some things up. He tries to catch other teams or defenses off guard a little bit. So, yes, I concur. Polar Bear, getting yardage on first down is key against the 49ers. Yeah, don't force too many, second or third longs. That's not going to help by any means. Iceman, notice since Bugs left, the opposing teams have been getting more yards in the running game lately. Maybe, but the Lions coaching staff, if you believe in them, if you trust in them, they felt it was in the best interest of the team to move on from Bugs. And I'll say this, the Lions in the NFC Championship game, that's the ultimate draw right there. Were you right or wrong? Well, we're here. How much more right could we have been? All right, Shannon, man, don't come in the chat talking about off season. We're playing for a Super Bowl. Who gives a stuff? None of you know anything. Yeah. Keep on the current season. Yes, I'm with you on that, man. Ludell, Monty softens them up. Gibbs speed finishes them. I think you're 100% right there. Thunder and lightning. Big M, Lions faithful, enjoy this historic run. Lions making history as we watch. Take care and God bless. Hit that like button for Dan. One pride. Go Lions. Woo! And thanks for that, Big M. If you're taking off already, man, hopefully you have a great one. We'll see you on tomorrow morning show. Shannon, stay true to what got us here. We can score off them 100%, clean game, and get a couple of turnovers. I think we're all pretty much on the same page with stuff. I agree. We're going to get some turnovers tomorrow. Robert, our matchups are favorable in a number of areas. I love our chances, especially with the mentality we are coming with. Yeah, this team has really evolved, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm with you there. All right, a couple more, and it's about due time for me. Shannon, Houston is back, thank God. Yeah, and again, we won't know officially until tomorrow's actives and inactives. But I would say this, the fact that he's no longer on the injury report, that's probably a real good tell he's going to be active tomorrow. So I like the way you're thinking. Big M, Lions win 31-24. Take it. Robert, 28-27 Lions. Don, Zach Ertz, 3 touchdowns tomorrow. We'll go with it. Robert, 31-24 Lions win. Big M, we are on the same page, brother. There we go. Shannon, 34-24 Lions. Robert, flexing and a thumbs up. Phil, Super Bowl or bust. I'll go with that, Philly. Big M, they got this. Team is on a mission. They are. Robert, we bend, we don't break, 100%. Big M, no BS from the officiating and the league. We are watching. We are all watching. Yeah, and all eyes are going to be on this game. I really doubt the league wants anything controversial coming out of it. Robert G, got to go. You all have a great day. See you in the morning. See you tomorrow, Robert. Have a great day, man. Jason, did any one of us correctly pick the last 2 playoff scores? Boy, I don't know offhand, man. Somebody would have to do a little bit of research on that. Rafi, 35-14. Gibbs, 15-yard touchdown pass, TD. Monty, 20-yard rushing TD. St. Brown, TD. 2 pick sixes. Iffy and Sutton. I'll go with that big time. 100%. K-Zoo Ninja, good morning, everyone. Man, it's going to be a great game. The 2 best teams in the NFC will make this one to put in the history books. Lions 27-24. I like the way you're thinking. The non-laughers, what do you think Zach Ertz brings to this game, if anything? Just depth at the tight end position, because we are, at this point, really beat up and short on tight ends. All right, Robert, we will be discussing our win soon. Let's go. Tomorrow night, post-game show, Lions win and go to the Super Bowl. There's your headline. All right, DeMarco, what do you got? Big JMO game, 100%. I'll go with that. All right, guys, you all have a great morning. You all know the drill. If there's some sort of breaking news later today, I'll get on the mic as quick as I can. Otherwise, please consider subscribing if you haven't yet done so. We're about 50 or so subs away from 5,800. So if you do your part to help out with that, that'd be great. Also, if you got a free second, hit that thumbs up thingy, and we'll see you all on the next Lions Talk Live. Have a great morning and day, everybody.